everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Rita. I'm the CEO of Ronald McDonald House Charities Dayton. And on behalf of our board, our staff, and the hundreds of families that we serve annually, I want to say welcome and thank you for being here at the Ronald McDonald House. Wow, what a great, exciting day. Our mission is to provide community, comfort, and hope to the families of critically ill hospitalized children that come to Dayton. And we have an amazing opportunity to serve even more families. Let me tell you how. Last year, the Ronald McDonald House had to turn away 63% of the families that came to us for housing. Think about that. Families that are going through a serious medical challenge, and we don't have the capacity to help them. Dayton has become a destination city for pediatric health care. Improved outpatient and specialty services are driving that demand, along with the addition of Shriners Children's Ohio, which moved here a year ago from Cincinnati to Dayton. We meet so many amazing families that are rising to the challenges that are in front of them. And today I'd like to introduce one of those very special families and have them share a little bit about their journey and their experience with Ronald McDonald House. I'd like to welcome Shelley Drake to join me. So we first met the Drake family about 10 years ago when their daughter Adeline was born, and by emergency C-section about an hour away from us in Shelby County. And doctors transferred Adeline to Dayton Children's, where they came to stay with us. So Shelley, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. So for me, as a new first-time pregnant mom, it was really a dream come true. We were finally starting our family, and my pregnancy went very typical and normal. Everything was healthy, and we were just getting very, very excited to bring our little girl into the world. However, like she said, things changed very quickly when I had to deliver via emergency C-section, and we found out that Adeline had very dangerously low oxygen levels and took us very much by surprise. And when she was transferred down to Dayton Children's, we had many, many tests that were done with her, many unanswered questions, and we finally found out that her low oxygen levels were due to a severe congenital defects that included her heart, her intestines, and her airways. So then that embarked a new, lengthy, challenging journey for us that we had many unknowns. So we were just starting out our new family. That's new to us. And then now having a child with severe medical defects. The Ronald McDonald House became our second home, and we are so grateful for that. They provided for us a welcoming place for my husband and I to learn to be a new family, to process our grief and our uncertainties as our brand new daughter began her life living in the NICU and fighting. Eventually, Adeline did get stronger, and we were able to bring her home for a little bit. She had a very long road of surgeries ahead of her, though, and one of those biggest ones was a very lengthy open heart surgery that we knew were coming, but needed to get her stronger for. She did grow stronger, and her smile was so contagious to us and the community that we live in. We did kind of have some complications, though, when she had her open heart surgery, and we ended up staying in the hospital for about 2 months after that. And after 7 wonderful yet challenging months, Adeline lost her fight. We are forever grateful that the Ronald McDonald House has kept us close to Adeline, though, during those precious first weeks. I treasure the moments of relief and support that the community of the Ronald McDonald House gave us. This very special place was more than just a roof over our head during that time. It was a place that we shared our griefs, our joys together of starting a new family. We found strength to battle our upcoming fears, and we learned what it meant to truly be a family. Today, I have with me Adeline's younger sister, Ellie, and she helps us every year celebrate Adeline with a memorial run that we do to raise funds for the Ronald McDonald House. We are proud that Adeline's legacy lives on here at this Dayton Ronald McDonald House, and we are excited about the upcoming news and expansion. With so many more rooms, the Ronald McDonald House will be there to support many more families just like mine for many years to come. Thank you for having us.
Okay, when's the run this year? I'm ad-libbing.
June 25th.
June 25th. June 25th.
Last Saturday of the month.
Thank you, had to get that in there. Expanding our capacity beyond the 14 guest room house is significant to the strategic growth of our region's healthcare sector and necessary to support the hundreds of families like the Drakes who come to Dayton each year for their medical care. Earlier this year, Ronald McDonald House Charities initiated capital campaign plans for a $25 million Ronald McDonald House that would allow us to have 42 guest rooms. As we embarked on this effort, we knew significant community support was going to be necessary, and we asked two very special people to chair the campaign for us. And to say that they jumped in with both feet would be the biggest understatement. At this time, I'd like to recognize our campaign co-chairs, CareSource President and CEO, Erhard Preitauer, and Keely Preitauer, President at Value Health. Thank you.
Well, it's great to see all of you, Rita, and the Ronald McDonald House team. Thank you for the amazing work that you do, and thank you, Kelly, for sharing your amazing story. And I think you probably have a lot of willing participants in here for the upcoming fundraiser, so strike now. But we're totally in. You know, actually, I've got a personal story as well that with the Ronald McDonald House. When we were teenagers, my brother was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's B-cell lymphoma. And the only way you probably ever know what that is if you have a loved one or you're diagnosed with it, it's cancer. He was very fortunate to get through, but we're from the little island of Kauai. And at that point, chemotherapy was 1 week a month for a year, and it was on the island of Oahu. And they didn't have, so we had to fly over to Oahu for chemotherapy. Most of it was inpatient. My family stayed, my parents stayed at the Ronald McDonald House sort of across the street. And so firsthand, like the value of it is invaluable. I mean, you cannot even begin to describe the value of being able to be close to family and kids and support. So all of that sort of goes into, we're so honored to be able to be a part of that. Thank you all for being here and for doing this. And so with that, Keely and I were happy to get involved, and we sort of laid out the roadmap. I think the goal was to do something like 15 or 16 million in 2022. The whole potato was 25 million. We talked about that, and so we're about 8 million or so, I think, right now. But that's not why we're here. We got something else to talk a little bit about, which we're excited. So let me introduce some guests, and if I could ask our guests to come and stand up with me for a second, we would really appreciate it. So first, Steve Ringel. Where did you go? Oh, here he is. Our CareSource Market President. Greg Lamanna, good to see you again. And this is the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield of Ohio Market President. Amy Cole, who is the Market President for Molina Healthcare. Scott Walters, the United Healthcare Market President, and Steve Province from Buckeye. So we appreciate all of you being here. Now at this time, I'd like to extend a very, very warm welcome to our Director of the Ohio Department of Medicaid, whose leadership and passion for the underserved is really what has brought us all here today. And so I'd like to personally welcome and please give an applause for our guests, and especially Director Corkin for being here. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. These amazing people provide care and support to 3.4 million Ohioans every day. They are the backbone of our healthcare system in this state. They provide for 52% of all the births in our state. And just like the experience, and thank you so much for sharing your story, every every single individual person that we come in contact with in the healthcare system deserves the kind of love and support that you heard from Shelley. And my experience with each of these individuals is that they are more than up to the challenge every single day. The reason that we're here together is because really of the leadership of Dr. Mary Applegate, and all of us made a commitment collectively to try to change the way in which healthcare is done in Ohio. And it is truly a collective linking of arms, everybody working together. And the results have been absolutely miraculous during the pandemic. The effect on vaccination rates, the effect on people who have severe diabetes is something that now the entire country is watching. They have no idea what we're doing. And so it's really my honor to be here. And I want to just, I guess, end by saying, you know, the true heroes of our experience is always going to be folks like Shelley. To be able to tell your story, and it obviously was very painful, but to be willing to tell the story again and to relive it in order to call all of us to that higher calling in healthcare is really a gift that you continue to give us, and it's really my pleasure to be able to be with you today. So thanks to my colleagues, and thank you so much, Rita, for having us here.
Thank you. Could have said it better. So earlier I mentioned an ambitious campaign goal of $25 million. And Earhart mentioned that we were at the $8 million in community gift point. And recently I got a call that blew me away. And yes, I have goosebumps on my arms right now. Today, I have the honor of announcing that together, the Ohio Medicaid Managed Care Plans are donating $13 million. Let me say that again. It still hasn't quite hit me. So with this significant gift from Anthem, Buckeye, CareSource, Molina, and United Healthcare, we have reached our phase 1 goal. And Earhart and Keeley, you have surpassed your initial goal more than we could have possibly hoped for. This is the largest gift in our history. I imagine it's probably one of the largest gifts in the area. And it truly is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and gift. While there's still work to be done on our capital campaign, this is an incredibly important milestone, because what this gift means is we are able to break ground this year, which is a good 6 months earlier than we ever hoped to. And not only are we able to break ground this year, that means we will be this much closer to serving all of the Ohio families who need our support. This concludes our press conference, and I'm sorry, I'm losing track. Thank you all for being here today. I'm so excited.